Hey YouTube fam, this is Karen with Carnivore and Coffee. Just figured I would put together another what I eat in a day video on carnivore. I know it's been a couple weeks since my last one, so we're going to try and incorporate some new and different things in this one in conjunction with the other ones. So the idea is to give you some inspiration of different things to do to make your carnivore lifestyle a little bit easier. Just to clarify, I am not bougie when it comes to what I buy with my groceries and what I'm doing with my diet. I know that grass-fed, grass-finished, and organic, and nitrate-free, and all of these things are important to some people. That's totally fine. I respect that. They're not important to me. I buy what is within my budget and what I know I like, and I know that even though the things that I buy aren't super fancy, that they have improved my health exponentially. So whether it's a little bit of processed meat or some reduced ground beef that's marked down by the butcher, those are things that I'm willing to incorporate into my lifestyle. If that's not your jam, that's totally okay. I respect. Do what you want. This is just the way that I do things. So I hope that that helps. And I'm looking forward to making another video for you and putting these things together. So hopefully it inspires you and gives you an idea of an easy way to pursue the carnivore diet. All right, so for breakfast this morning, it is only about 5:30. I'm not typically hungry in the morning, but I had a really early dinner yesterday, so I am a little bit hungrier this morning. So I'm just going to do 4 eggs, and we're going to do a little bit of salt, a little bit of black pepper, and that is all. And we have the skillet. I just use my little copper guy because it is relatively non-stick, and it is warming up nicely on medium-high. And then I will throw in about a tablespoon of salted butter. We let that hang out and do its work. So while it gets nice and melty, we're just going to scramble up our eggs, get these guys a little bit loosely mixed together. Yeah, about like that. So in the plastic police, Karen's using a plastic bowl. We're all gonna die. So everybody does their scrambled eggs a little bit differently. I know some people crack them straight into the pan. I like to have mine mixed up first. And some people do low and slow. This is just how I do them. So pop my little eggies in here. And then let them hang out for a second. And then just start kind of scrambling in the pan until everybody is cooked. I used to always add cheese to my scrambled eggs, and now I really just, frankly, I kind of hate it. I like a lot of butter and salt and pepper. Sometimes I will add cream if I'm just feeling like it, but my cream that I have in the fridge is not open yet. And I don't know why, it just didn't seem important to open it for scrambled eggs. So this is what we are doing. All right, here we are. Breakfast is finished. A cup of black coffee and my plate of scrambled eggs with butter. 4 eggs scrambled. That's crazy. My light in here is super yellow, so it just makes them look extra yellow. And for fun, being stalked by a little pibble. Mosey, say good morning. Oh, there we got the head tilt. You're welcome, guys. All right, so this is one of my favorite things to drink outside of coffee. I do a full 32-ounce bottle of ice water. I use tap. I'm not bougie. Okay, do that. I use the lemonade flavored Mio. Again, everyone does things a little different. I do not mind artificial sweeteners in my things. So I do a little bit of Mio. And then I usually do about a tablespoon of the raw, unfiltered apple cider vinegar and a little bit of salt. So I'm sure that this is one of those things that everyone does a little differently. First of all, yes, I use a plastic water bottle. Don't come at me, plastic police. This is the only bottle that I like water out of. It's just how it is, okay? Good with the bad. But this is my lemonade apple cider vinegar cocktail. I actually started this back when I first started keto a few years ago because of the benefits of cider vinegar. But I don't do it for that reason now. I do it because I just like it. There's something about that acidity and that tanginess of the apple cider vinegar that combined with the lemon and the salt really reminds me of a super delicious goza. So if you're into sour beers or anything, that's something that you may be familiar with. But just having that little bit of tart, that little bit of lemon, the little bit of salt, it is so good, and it's so super refreshing, especially if you have it with a ton of ice in there. It's such a nice, refreshing thing to drink. Again, I am not picky when it comes to artificial sweeteners. I've done a lot of blood glucose testing and ketone testing and those types of things, and it's just not a concern for me. I have found that personally, it does not affect me negatively, doesn't inhibit any progress or anything like that. So that's a decision you just have to make for yourself, but it's something that does work for me. So here's to my first 32 ounces of water this morning, complete with lemon mayo, salt, and some apple cider vinegar. Lunch was just some leftover rotisserie chicken, about a half a chicken. And dinner, I decided to do a sirloin. I had stuck it in the fridge the night before, but it really just didn't thaw. It basically was, probably about 80% frozen still. So I'm kind of like demonstrating, like, look at the ice crystals. But yeah, it's probably about a 12-ounce sirloin, one that we had cut ourselves. So I've got my cast iron getting hot with a couple of tablespoons of butter, and just seasoning this with kosher salt and black pepper and kind of patting it in a little bit. I also do dry my sirloin off with a paper towel just so that there's no moisture, so that I can get a really good sear. And I just plop it seasoned side down. You can see that, it was rock solid. But I think that really benefited me when it came down to it, because it helps it to come out really rare. So I just seasoned the second side with more kosher salt and again some black pepper. And after I did maybe about 3 minutes on each side, and then I kept flipping it a little bit to try and get it a little closer to rare rather than like a blue rare, it still was super rare. I am not mad though. This was so delicious. Obviously super juicy. And I sprinkled it with some additional kosher salt and dipped it in some Daisy sour cream. It was so good. And after dinner, I decided to treat myself to about a cup of the 5% Fage yogurt for dessert. Hey, just wanted to thank you again for popping over and checking out this episode of What I Eat in a Day on Carnivore. I hope it's okay that I am outside doing this. It's very noisy inside and only like a little bit noisy outside, just some birds and a little bit of traffic. So this is actually like one of the most pleasant days we've had in a while. It's pushing 80 degrees and it's gorgeous. So I just wanted to wrap it up, but I also just wanted to kind of address that this is just an example. I want these videos to be helpful and inspiring to you, but this is just a reminder that this is what works for me personally. I am very budget conscious, and frankly, I'm just I'm cheap, and I don't like to spend a lot of money, and I'm not really picky. Yes, I eat some processed meats. Yes, I buy the Rot Rack meats that are less expensive and marked down, and that's what works for me. It is still a million times better than when I was eating Pop-Tarts and cheese Danishes and Twizzlers and drinking craft beer every single day. Like, I have achieved too many benefits to scoff at having some bologna or or some bacon or the cheap eggs that you want. Traffic is the way it is, I guess. That is a school bus, though. Anyway, I just wanted to kind of put that in and just remind you that you don't have to spend a fortune, and you don't have to meet any kind of special criteria to be able to do this. Anybody can do it on pretty much any budget. So that is all, and I just want to thank you again. Thank you to all of my new subscribers and everybody's wonderful comments. Your support means everything, and I really appreciate it. It's just constant motivation to keep going and to keep sharing these things. So I truly appreciate you. Thank you so much. Until next time.